Howdy friends, welcome back to another week of Smash DLC speculation. Now, this week's video is perhaps going to be the most intriguing of the lists I still have planned for this month's worth of potential top 5 characters, because this week we're going to break a fan rule and pretend that if a character is an assist trophy, that doesn't outright disconfirm them for future inclusion as a playable DLC character. Now, I know the likelihood of this isn't all that great, but I think it will create a fun discussion, and therefore, that makes this video certainly worth doing. Also, since ARMS is getting a fighter, and that could end up being Springman himself, I'm not going to include him on this particular list, because honestly, if I did, he would automatically take up the #1 spot because of this strange ARMS reveal that they did in March. But the best thing also is if he is in fact the mystery ARMS fighter, this video will age so well, and it opens the can of worms that assist trophies can indeed be upgraded. So, to make this list more interesting, we will look at a list of 5 different characters who are popular and would bring something unique to the Smash roster. So, let's begin, shall we? Coming in at number 5 for our potential upgraded assist trophies is Skull Kid, the main antagonist of The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. This villain has long been desired to be included in Smash as a playable fighter. Making a first appearance in Ocarina of Time, the Skull Kid is a young imp who will attack you out of fear if you meet him in the Lost Woods. But that's pretty much his only role in that game. In Majora's Mask, though, this mischievous little imp steals Majora's Mask, a magically evil mask once used by a nameless tribe of the past who used it for hexing and torture. So yeah, this mask is bad news, and as a result of wearing it, the essence of Majora possesses Skull Kid throughout the game and has him to do his bidding. Or to do its bidding, rather. The entirety of Majora's Mask takes place in Termina, and this is where the Majora-possessed Skull Kid wreaks havoc, and it's up to Link to save the day. So, due to the dark magical powers of Majora's Mask, Skull Kid would have a rock-solid moveset potential. Let's take a look at what his potential special moves would be. Starting off with neutral special, which would be his signature dart. You blow darts at your opponent, and the more you tap the button, the more darts you'll shoot out of Skull Kid's apparatus. Charge this move by holding the button, and if it connects with an opponent after said charge, it will put them to sleep. Side special would be Puppet. Skull Kid would summon a puppet from above that will drop down onto the battlefield. If it connects with an opponent, it'll do some damage, but also start moving on its own a bit after hitting the ground, and sway around in, say, zombie-like fashion. However, it can easily succumb to damage and be knocked off the stage with, as I said, relative ease. For his up special, he would use Fairy Flight. Skull Kid launches himself into the air as Tattle and Tell swirl around him. The fairies would give off a slight wind burst that will push opponents away, and as the fairies surround Skull Kid, they will also absorb projectiles, making this recovery option a great way to defend against ledge guarding attempts by your opponents. And lastly, down special would be Curse, a unique counterattack where Skull Kid will lunge and get hit with an opponent's attack, and depending on how much damage this attack does, it will dictate the curse given to your opponent. Weak attacks will get a flower on their head that does small chip damage, while stronger attacks will lead to your opponent getting stunned. And if it's an absolute perfect sweet spot hit, huge damage type of move we're talking about here, your opponent will shrink in size for a small duration, but now they're primed to get completely knocked out. So yeah, we could always use more villains in Smash. The Legend of Zelda, in fact, despite being one of Nintendo's most successful franchises, for whatever reason is completely underrepresented in Smash Bros. When it comes to versatility of fighters. So Skull Kid would be a welcomed addition to the fray. He has appeared in Hyrule Warriors in the past. Majora's Mask had a remaster on the 3DS 5 years ago, and he has unique traits that would make him stand out big time in comparison to other Legend of Zelda characters, especially the ones that are on the roster already. But there are much bigger names and characters that are requested more than Skull Kid, which is why he's at the bottom of this list. So let's jump ahead to our next potential upgrade. Coming in at number 4 for our potential assist trophy upgrades is Shovel Knight, the star of the indie platforming series that has really become so beloved by a lot of Nintendo fans, due to the series taking a ton of inspiration from platforming games of the past, in particular, the days of the Nintendo Entertainment System. In fact, when this game launched worldwide on Windows, it was also released in North America for the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U. So Nintendo systems were the first consoles to have this game ported to them. So before we really knew what assist trophies were going to be in Ultimate, a lot of people thought Shovel Knight could potentially be the first legit indie character included in Smash Bros. As a fighter. And a couple Ultimate Directs later, and Shovel Knight was in fact confirmed to be an assist trophy. A fate seen by the community as worse than death itself. But since we are here to break the rules rather than make them, let's imagine he's upgradable. This would be big for a number of reasons. First, he, like anyone else on this list, would be promoted from NPC to playable fighter, which would be huge news to start with. Secondly, he's a Western-created character, which we know there aren't many of them on this roster. And third of all, he's an indie character, and as a result would be an indie rep upon his inclusion, which, to this day, we still do not have any of those. But how does his moveset look? Now, the best thing about Shovel Knight is the fact that he would usually be called a swordie, but it's actually impossible to consider him that because he actually uses a shovel in the place of where a sword would usually be for an adventure platforming protagonist. So as you can imagine, he does a lot of digging, which would be highlighted in his special moves. Starting with neutral special, which would be Chaos Sphere. Shovel Knight would dig up and toss a Chaos Sphere ball, which would function similarly in bounce, like Mario's Fireball. But shovel attacking ain't the only thing this dude can do. His side special would be Dust Knuckles. Standing on one foot, Shovel Knight would put on his Dust Knuckles, which will just start punching. If an opponent is caught, they will be stuck in a flurry of punches. So think of it like a super jab coming out of your side special. His up special would be the Propeller Dagger. His Propeller Dagger would spawn on his head and lift him up. It would have similar height to King K. Rool or Snake's recoveries, and much like K. Rool's, the propeller can damage those who get caught in it on the way up. Down special would be Warhorn. Shovel Knight would bring out his Warhorn, jump up, and blow into it, creating shockwaves which can trip or stun your opponents. So yeah, he'd be very interesting from a moveset perspective. They could also add a little RNG with his digging in the neutral B, and you could dig up and toss more than just a Chaos Sphere. Perhaps you could dig up coins that can heal you. Anybody down for that? I know I certainly would be. So yeah, he's one of only 2 third parties on this list. The other we will get to in a moment. But I included him due to the amount of firsts that would come with his inclusion, as well as he really does have rock-solid moveset potential. His upgrade would certainly, in my mind, turn a lot of heads. Coming in at number 3 for potential upgraded assist trophy characters is Shadow the Hedgehog from the Sonic series, another third-party character who's very popular and has been requested since his rival/buddy Sonic was included back in the Brawl days. And when Echo Fighters were first announced as a concept, many people expected Shadow to be included as Sonic's Echo Fighter. I mean, it really seemed like a natural fit with the way the roster was going. Even the infamous Grinch leak featured Shadow as one of the many fake characters in the bogus banner. Even though Ken and later Banjo and Kazooie did end up coming to fruition despite being included on that fake bullshit. But yeah, Shadow was included in that, which got a lot of people's hopes up, by the way. But then, like everyone else on this list, Shadow was confirmed to be an assist trophy once again, like he has been in previous iterations of Smash. To believe that the Sonic devs only planned on Sonic Adventure 2 to be Shadow's only appearance in the franchise, boy did he just break out more than they ever thought he would in future Sonic titles that were to come after that. And besides Dr. Eggman, I think Shadow is among the most notable characters, and most well-known, that is, in the Sonic series, behind our favorite Blue Hedgehog himself, and of course, Tails, Sonic's little fox sidekick. But it's always nice to see the inclusion of more antagonistic characters. And since we're talking about upgradable assist trophies, Shadow fits all those criteria. But what about moveset potential? Would he bring a different flair than Sonic? Well, let's take a look at his potential special moves. I think they'd make him somewhat of a semi-clone to Sonic, much like Ken is to Ryu or even Isabelle is to Villager. Neutral special would be a homing attack. But unlike Sonic, his homing attack would be far stronger with much greater kill potential. But for its greater strength, it does not have the range that Sonic's does. Side special, once again, like Sonic, is the Spin Dash. Once again, the Shadow version of this move will do more damage upon impact, but it will once again lack the range that Sonic's version covers. Now, the last two special moves will be unique and differ completely from Sonic, starting with Up Special, which would be his signature Chaos Control. Shadow would teleport with chaos energy around him, and it would either stun or slow down your foes upon coming into contact with said energy. Then, his down special would be Chaos Blast, somewhat of a comeback mechanic type move. Think of Wario's Waft for a point of reference. Over time, this move will harvest its damage output. Go for it right away, and it does very little damage in knockback. However, if you hold it long enough until Shadow begins to glow visibly with chaos energy, execute down special to unleash a crazy powerful attack that will get you a KO with ease upon connecting. Do not use it near a ledge, though. Like Wolf's side special, if you burn this off stage and can't make it back to ledge, you are going to plummet to your demise. So, while not the most compelling character from a moveset standpoint, as naturally Shadow would, I believe, have some moves that mirror Sonic's, this edgy hedgehog is very popular, and again, being a third-party character would make the upgrade to playable status all the more important. But really, if any assists have a high chance to get upgraded like the potential Springman might, we have to go back and look at even more popular first-party characters. Coming in at number 2 for our potential upgraded assist trophies is Isaac from the Golden Sun series. The silent protagonist from the first Golden Sun game, he also served as protagonist for a sequel where all the teens are now grown up, and it was called Golden Sun Dark Dawn. But anyway, he's a first-party RPG character who also happens to be a popular protagonist. That's usually a few boxes that always secure a character a spot in Smash, but for whatever reason, it has never happened for Isaac, despite how popular he's been in the Smash community. So the dreams of Isaac fans were first destroyed when Isaac was included as an assist trophy in Brawl. So now we try for another generation. Little Mac was confirmed to be playable in the Smash 4 era, and was also previously an assist trophy in Brawl. So Isaac had hope yet again. But he made no appearance as an assist, but he also wasn't included in that game's roster. So came the era of Ultimate, and after longtime fan requests like Ridley and King K. Rool came to be, there was once again some renewed hope for Isaac. But then came the final Smash Direct before launch, and he was once again included as an assist trophy. A third generation had come and gone, and still, Isaac remained unplayable. So yeah, there was a lot of disappointment there, especially since that fake-ass Grinch leak I talked about earlier also had Isaac included in that bullshit banner. So there was a huge collective sigh from the community when he was once again included as an assist trophy, and it's for good reason. Isaac stands out a lot compared to, say, other RPG characters in this game. I'm looking at you, Fire Emblem crew. He has a unique moveset potential that we're going to look at right now. Let's look at his potential specials, shall we? Since Isaac is powered through the classical elements, in his case that element is Venus, which equates to the power of Earth, he's got some cool tricks up that proverbial sleeve of his. Neutral special would be Move. We see him use this very attack when he shows up as an assist. A giant hand made of synergy will go across the stage and push your opponents away. A great ledge guarding move that will also reflect projectiles when it's active. Side special would be Spire. Isaac would summon a stone spire from above and drop it in front of him. The longer you hold it, the closer the spire will drop in front of you. Another great tool for ledge guarding, similar to, say, Bayonetta's down smash, except in a side special. Now we move on to up special, which would be Retreat. A well-known ability of Isaac's, but in Smash it would be a recovery that's like a teleportation, similar to, say, Mewtwo's up special. And lastly, we have down special, which would be Quake. Isaac would summon stone pillars from below, and they would rise up through the ground, and those who get caught in this move will be launched upwards. This move would require a lot of space to pull off effectively. The more range, the better, is what I'm getting at here. So yeah, it's always nice to add a little spacing tool to a kit. I am all in favor of that. So as you can see here, despite his regular attacks, which would probably be based around his sword, his specials speak for themselves, and he would be a very unique character to upgrade to playable. Isaac has been a popular request in the Smash community since the Brawl days, and without question, if he were to get upgraded to playable, it would be universally well received. But as much as his fate being sealed as an assist trophy made a lot of us get salty, there is still our top-seeded character, whose snub was so infamous that without a doubt in my mind, their inclusion would get the biggest reaction of all. Coming in at number 1 for our potential upgraded assist trophies, and who I believe that with their upgrade would please the community as well as outright surprise them at the same time. That special character is none other than Luigi, a popular Mario spin-off character that has been around since the N64. And ever since assist trophies became a thing in Brawl, Waluigi has been one in every single iteration of Smash to date. And the uproar that happened when he was once again revealed to be an assist in the debut presentation of Ultimate was certainly something. More than any other assist on this list, the outcry of disapproval for Waluigi being an assist trophy for the third straight time was seen everywhere. It spawned memes. It spawned campaigns. It's the reason people hope assist trophies can be upgraded as DLC so that Waluigi can be the one to get the Duke. All because Daisy made it in without him, Piranha Plant made it in over him, and pretty much all the other Mario spin-off characters are included in the Smash roster, except Waluigi. Which is odd, but apparently for a long time, many Nintendo fans didn't think much of him or care for him. But over time, he's become endearing to long-term fans, like myself and many of you, and Waluigi's very much a very requested character amongst the Smash community. So, let's see what kind of special moves Waluigi could bring to the table. Starting off with neutral special, Wall Archer would be a good choice for this to rep the Mario sports action. Waluigi would use his bow, but to make it a little different, once B is pressed, you can control a small target with your control stick. So, holding B is essential to moving this target around to where you want, because once you let that button go, the arrow will fire to that exact spot. Side special, we're going to have to kind of steal from Wario here. His side special would be Standard Bike, that fancy motorcycle you can use in most modern Mario Kart games. It would function a lot like Wario's side special in that you can charge how fast it goes, drop it on the ground and pick it up, etc. However, if you charge this bad boy too long and it becomes too fast, poor old Waluigi will fall off on his ass. Up special would be Swimmer. You see, Waluigi is such a good swimmer, he can paddle into the air and form a pool of water around himself and recover. Quite a talent, really. And just the idea of it seems so trolly to me, like just so troll-like. It fits Waluigi perfectly. But don't exhaust him too much, though. If you paddle a little too close to the sun and tucker him out, you're going to put Waluigi into a free fall. And lastly, his down special would be the Tennis Stomp. You know, the attack he actually uses as an assist trophy. Charge it well, and Waluigi will stomp forward and start a multi-hit combo with that trusty tennis racket of his. Again, repping that Mario Sports shiznit. It's where his origins are from, after all. Also, legit question, would they count Waluigi as a Mario character or a Wario one? Or would he be the first official Mario Sports character where he'd come with his own unique logo? Just some food for thought. So yeah, being an assist trophy could very well be a hard disconfirmation, unless Springman is chosen as the arms rep and breaks that rule. Any one of these characters would provide much fanfare and shock value, but I still believe Waluigi would get the best reaction of all the potential assist trophies that could be upgraded for potential DLC inclusion. So now I'm going to throw the following questions to you guys. Do you agree with the assist trophies that I deemed would be the most popular to upgrade? Is there someone you think I underestimated and deserve to be on the list that I didn't include? Let me know. And lastly, do you agree that Waluigi would be the most popular upgrade that could happen if ARMS is the first to break the rule? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Also, I'm torn on what third-party company to do a list for next week. Would love to hear suggestions from you guys. It would definitely help for next week's video. I'm saving top 5 first-party Nintendo characters for the first week of June to try and tie in closer to the actual ARMS reveal and release for the next character for Smash. So if you have a third-party company for potential DLC characters in mind, do let me know in the comments section. Now we begin the cheapest of plugs. Yes, ladies and gents, it's that time of the video again. As you can see by the lovely little graphic in front of you, there's a list to all of my social media and gaming presences. So please add and follow me on all those platforms to stay as up-to-date as you can with all of my content going forward. And for those of you who are new to the channel and enjoyed what you've seen and heard, please click on that lovely little subscribe button, and thank you all so very much for watching.